Tapping of petroleum. Petroleum, or crude oil, is composed of various organic chemicals. It is found in large quantities below the surface of the earth and is used as a fuel and as a raw material in the chemical industry. Petroleum's influence on modern development is both huge and numerous. The physical structure and way of life of the suburban communities that surround the great cities are the result of an ample and inexpensive supply of petroleum. In addition, the goals of developing countries are based on the assumption of petroleum availability. In the 14th century, crude oil in some service deposits was being distilled to obtain lubricants and medicinal products. But the Industrial Revolution in the 19th century brought about a search for new fuels and a need for good, cheap oil for lamps, and finally led to a great demand for rock oil, that is crude oil. Before the appearance of oil wells, people had known that wells dried for water and salt were occasionally infiltrated by petroleum. So the concept of drilling for crude oil itself soon followed. Many oil wells have been dug ever since, and various drilling methods were also created to tap the oil from beneath the earth. Most oil wells in the United States are drilled by the rotary method, in which the drill string, a series of connected pipes, is supported by a derrick. The string is rotated by being coupled to the rotating table on the derrick floor. The drill bit at the end of the string is generally designed with 3 cone-shaped wheels tipped with hardened teeth. Drill cuttings are lifted continually to the surface by a circulating fluid system driven by a pump. Trapped crude oil is under pressure. Were it not trapped by impermeable rock, it would have continued to migrate upward, because of the pressure differential caused by its buoyancy, until it escaped at the surface of the earth. When a well bore is drilled into this pressure accumulation of oil, the oil expands into the low-pressure sink created by the well bore in communication with Earth's surface. Besides, most crude oils contain a significant amount of natural gas kept in solution by the high pressure in the reservoir. Once the gas comes out of the solution, when the low pressure in the well bore is encountered, it immediately begins to expand. This expansion, together with the dilution of the column of oil by the less dense gas, results in the propulsion of oil up to Earth's surface. Later, when both the pressure within the reservoir gradually and the amount of gas in solution decreases, the fluid may now reach the surface. So a pump, an artificial lift, and other methods may be installed in the well bore to continue producing the crude oil. Once oil has been produced from an oil field, it is treated with chemicals and heat to remove water and solids, and the natural gas is separated. The oil is then stored in a tank or battery of tanks, and later transported to a refinery by truck, railroad tank car, barge, or pipeline. In the refinery, crude oil is refined into products such as gasoline, asphalt, and waxes by a process called fractional distillation. During the process, the parts or fractions of crude oil are divided out successively by their increasing molecular weight. For instance, gasoline has a low molecular weight and vaporizes at a fairly low temperature. This means that at the appropriate temperature, while all of the rest of the oil is still in liquid form, gasoline may be separated out. The remaining oil goes through the same process at a slightly higher temperature, and jet fuel is divided out. Repeating the distillation process several times will separate out several constituents of crude oil, which are then processed and put to a wide range of uses.